Draekar our stone, and every voice became its own. The note had roared below our feet, like an old thing forced awake inside the place it used to make. I reached for Kael before I knew where stone had split, where darkness grew. My hand closed only on the air. My son was gone. The passage folded into night. The torches bent, then lost their light. The wall came down where breath had been, and silence rushed between the screams. The Vaelwyn lines beneath me flared and died. Blue veins cut open misaligned. They did not hold, they shivered under ash and cold. I pressed my palm against the wall. I knew the craft to ask a broken line to stand when ruin opened under her hand. But what replied beneath my skin was not the cleanness of my kin. It was a wound inside a spell, a holding place that almost fell. Kael, where are you? I was his mother before the lines, before the blood, before the signs. And if the world had split again, I would not let it close on him. The past could carve, the dead could write beneath his name. But if the dark had taken breath, then I would walk through stone and death. One step, then one through ash and flame. I listened for the shape of his name, but Draekar answered only low, with roots I had not known below. The way ahead refused to stay. The wounded lines bent out of way. Then through the ash beyond a fall, I saw a figure near the wall. A man the ruin had not cracked. He stood where broken stone had slid, as if the dark had measured him and found no useful place to strike. Reinhardt. The name did not warm the air. It made the silence sharper there. He looked at me, then at the path, then where the deeper chamber cracked. No dust had shaken from his frame, no breath came strange. And I knew, before I knew the cause, that something in his stillness was not chance, only calculation given stance. He did not ask if I was hurt. His eyes moved once over my body, fast and exact, and I understood that he had already answered the question without needing me. He turned slightly toward the passage that climbed away from the fractured depth.
We leave.
No. His eyes returned to mine. I am going to find my son.
The route behind you is unstable.
Then I will find another.
Current conditions do not support retrieval.
Do not speak to me as if my child is an object in a damaged corridor. Something passed through his face. Only a small adjustment, as if one word had altered the structure of the room.
Kael is not confirmed lost.
That is not comfort.
It was not intended as comfort.
Of course it was not. A pressure moved through the floor, deep and slow. I felt the Vaelwyn lines respond. Not with strength, but with exhaustion. They were not holding now, they were enduring. Then the first stem pushed through the crack beside my foot. Another followed. Then another. That was what made them worse. Reinhardt took the growth and understood too quickly.
We must not remain in this zone. The white propagation now constitutes the primary risk.
I stopped breathing for half a second. The white, he had not said unknown phenomenon. He had named it. I looked at him. You know what this is.
The current manifestation is consistent with Kael's secondary output.
Secondary output. The words tasted like ash. My son, his gaze did not move away.
The terminology does not alter the risk.
It alters everything. Around us, the roots continued to spread. They were not violent. They were worse than violent. They were certain. They opened stone the way a hand opens cloth.
We leave now.
No, we find the others.
The Sazerac is weak. Her probability of autonomous extraction is sufficient. The mage has demonstrated adequate survival competence under contaminated conditions. Kael is with the Draekar.
I only stared at him. Neria reduced to wings. Asteria reduced to competence. Agnir reduced to species. My hands close. You do not get to turn them into functions because you are afraid of naming them.
I'm not afraid.
No. That is the most frightening thing about you. The roots reached the wall behind him and began to climb. He watched them once, not like a man seeing something impossible, like a man confirming the result of a test. My throat tightened. Reinhardt, it was you, wasn't it? He did not answer. That silence was not empty. It was arranged. What did you do?
I did not introduce the corruption.
That is not what I ask.
The present priority is extraction.
For me?
Correct.
Why? No answer. I took one step back. I can survive alone.
Capability is not the relevant factor.
The sentence entered me more deeply than it should have because it was wrong. Because according to every cold thing he had just said, capability should have been the only factor. Neria could fly. Asteria could survive. Kael was with Agnir. And I could read the lines. I could hold a form under pressure. I could walk alone through broken stone if I had to. He knew that. He had included me anywhere. You calculated them. All of them.
Their probable outcomes are sufficient.
Mine. His eyes stayed on me. There, for the first time, the silence failed to become useful. I understood then that he had already chosen, not because the calculation demanded it, because I had become part of something in him that he had not named correctly. I am not leaving without them.
You will not reach them from here.
I will still try.
That action increases exposure without improving retrieval probability.
Then your conclusion is incomplete.
Elyra.
He said my name almost softly. The sound of it made something inside me tighten. He stepped closer. I did not move away quickly enough, because for one terrible second I wanted to know what the softness in his voice had cost him. Then I saw his hand shift.
I apologize for the method.
His fingers touched the point behind my There was no pain, only pressure, exact and final. Then the world went silent.
The sky above me was wrong because I could see it. The air moved too freely over my face. The heat of Draekar still breathed through the ground, but something else had entered it. Life, too much of it. I pushed myself up too fast, the world tilted. Hand moved near me, then stopped before touching. I knew whose hand it was. I turned. Reinhardt stood a few steps away. Behind him, Draekar no longer wore the same face. Trees had risen through ash-white flowers, covered stones that had not known softness. In generations, roots crossed broken roads and climbed old walls. The black scars had not vanished, but they had been forced to share the land with spring. Not healed, changed. That difference mattered. What happened?
The white propagation exceeded the initial range.
I crossed the distance between us before I had decided to move. Where is he?
Not within immediate visual range.
Then we go back.
No.
The word was calm. I hated how calm it was. You do not give that order to me.
The area remains unstable.
My son is in it.
The probability of the survival is higher than yours if you return now.
You know that because you caused this. His face did not change, but I was learning him. I had begun to understand that Reinhardt did not need expression to reveal a fault. Sometimes the fault was in the place where an answer should have come. I looked at Draekar, at the flowers, at the roots, at the impossible brightness over wounded ground. You used him.
I created conditions under which the response could be observed.
I turned back to him. There are sentences the world should reject before they are finished. This one remains standing. Say that again. His gaze held mine.
The condemned terrain does not constitute a new victim. It constitutes an observation medium. I did not introduce the corruption. I removed the interval preventing its manifestation.
For a moment, I could not speak. Not because I did not understand him. Because I did. That was the horror. You think that makes it cleaner?
It makes the causal smell accurate.
No. The word came out low. I stepped closer. You did not read this land, you watched me read it. You did not move. You did not understand the place you understood where I stopped.
The information was available.
No, it was entrusted. You have only learned not to distinguish the two. For the first time, something in his face did not close quickly enough. I saw it, the place where the sentence entered. You are not incapable of understanding a boundary, Reinhardt. You see it. You choose to call it an obstacle when it prevents you from obtaining what you want.
That interpretation is moral, not operational.
Yes. That is why you keep failing where it matters. His silence changed. I did not know if another person would have heard the difference I did. I had heard him speak under the stone. I had heard him say that effect delayed classification. I had asked who had taught him
survive like that. And he had refused the question because it was too relevant. Now, I saw the same refusal standing in front of me. I do not know what happened to you, but I can recognize what remains beneath it. His eyes stayed on mine. The heat left my voice. If you use my son again, I will not look for the man beneath the method. I will destroy the method with the man inside. He should have stepped back. I knew it. He knew it too. But it was not only his. That was the truth I hated. I knew the danger. I knew what he had done. And still, when he moved, I did not move away fast enough. He kissed me, as if his body had reached a conclusion his mind would never have authorized. For one instant, I did not push him back. That truth was harder than his mouth. My anger remained entire alive. It did not make me cold. My hand closed against him before I could lie to myself and say nothing in me, Hansen. Beneath Draekar because Reinhardt had decided that a condemned land could become an observation medium. I struck him. His face turned with the blow. I knew at once that I had not truly hurt him. Not as I would have hurt another man, but I had moved him. I had restored a distance he affairs. I wish the sentence had left me cold. It did not. Perhaps because it was the only confession a man like him could make without falling apart. I breathed slowly, then move away. The conclusion was correct. I saw him understand it. I saw every part of him know that distance was the only clean answer.
Would stand before him and he would